Hot like 100. Hello.
Loading, strapped with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. And I wanna listen, but I told him one more time. Your favorite MC's bronze or silver. These raps here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning. TikTok comes along, I get ripped off. Man get pissed off when I start lift off. Sweet like flavors, cookie and biscuit. Planty, yeah, the bars I get ripped off. Picked up my song, yo, every time I tripped up. Little petty trend, the big rock. Me and my G's do everything mix up. Full circle, now everybody linked up. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, bridging. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating and boom, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, turn a mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Yeah, I don't mind, I'll do it for the hell of it, yeah. Elevate bars, I regulate, yeah. UK, we love the tune, just meditate. If we didn't get it by now, then it kinda late. Man thinks he's a bad man, but he's kinda bait. Live every day like it's my last, celebrate. Mind on the task, we calibrate. Loaded, strapped with the lyrics like I'm bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling. Didn't wanna listen, but I told him. One more time, your favorite MC's bronze or silver. Too bad, these vibes here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, breathing. Cycle through these sheets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them boom, she's back again. Oh, cause the little fire on the track again. Turn the music on, vibe like an icon. Yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Head to head, bar to bar, and I'm icon. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon. Who's the icon? Who's the icon? Icon.
Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. Hope everyone's good. Hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Thank you everyone for your support as usual. Yes, we have a new intro here. Like to switch it up every now and again. Yes, we got some brand new pictures of Meghan, literally just in the last hour or so. That's a good thing about going on a little bit more later. But yeah, a few things to get into today. So let's get to it. Right, so first things first. Oh yeah, I guess let's go with the let's go with the nice new pictures of Meghan. Look at how fresh-faced and youthful and glowing Meghan is looking. So this was posted by Caddy, who is her stylist at Highbrow Hippie. And she posted it in her story saying, belated birthday celebrations with these lovely muses. And Caddy, I think, has been colouring her hair pretty much since they moved to California. And she also is photographed with an author called Chloe Wade. So obviously the girls were out having lunch, and it's just great to see Meghan just living a very normal, happy, free life. This is modern, it's relatable, just a girl with her girls. And even before Meghan married into the unroyal mafia, she was a girl's girl. Everything we see from her from the TIG and all of her Instagram posts before, and just the way her friends talk about her now, you can just tell that she's always somebody who's been a girl's girl. And it's just amazing just to see how fresh faced she looked. Like, wow. It's like she's aging backwards. Jeez. Let's see. Yeah, she just looks so happy and relaxed. And Harry looks so happy and relaxed, when he was in Singapore with Nacho in Japan. And I just feel like this is just so much more relatable than anything you see with these so-called aristos. Always at their pompous events, turning their noses up at people, wearing Mary Poppins cosplay and feathers and all types in their heads with these silly hats and stuff. It's like, this is 2023. All right. That's Meghan looking very happy. Somebody who's not so happy and grumpy and chasing clout is Ice-T. Sorry, not Ice-T. Didn't even get his name right. Ice Cube. Rapper Ice Cube. He was in the UK for what? I don't know. Don't much care. But he couldn't keep Meghan out of his mouth. And he was talking about how Meghan could have made changes within the house, how her and Harry could have just stayed and made changes within the house. The same people like Ice Cube who are saying that now, had Meghan if she had stormed into those palaces and castles trying to be a social justice warrior, Ice Cube and his ilk would have been the same ones who would be saying, "Oh, why would Meghan try to do that? Why would she try to change a 3,000-year-old institution?" There is nothing that Meghan could have done that would have helped her, that she wouldn't have been criticized for. This is the same Ice Cube, by the way, who's running around with the likes of Tucker Carlson being an absolute coon. You have so much to say now, sir, but Ice Cube, yes, he has been very influential in the hip hop community, but let's not act like there aren't parts of hip hop and hip hop culture that have also influenced our community very negatively. So you can miss me, sir, about trying to make changes from within inside the house. Start with yourself. Cass, Ice Cube lost me when he came out in support of Trump. Nothing this clown said surprises me. That indeed. An absolute sellout. Trying to do a 360. Right. Because the tabloids have absolutely nothing to talk about, there's been this whole brouhaha because Meghan was wearing a stress patch. If you ask me, every single person within that institution needs stress patches. They need therapy, probably an exorcism as well. Goodness forbid someone actually takes care of their health, their mental health, their physical health. I've never used one of these patches, but heck, I might try it now. And the same tabloids who have done nothing but cause this woman stress, who have done nothing but bully this woman to the point where she had a miscarriage, now have the audacity to be writing whole essays about why is she wearing a stress patch. The audacity. Mimi, if he wants to stay married her, needs to keep Meghan's name out of his mouth. Yeah. Can't wait for the ancestors to bring the juju to Ice Cube, Ice T, whatever his name is, the way it's brought the juju to everyone else. He needs to, yes, resistors. He needs to sit down somewhere. He is a very bitter man. Very, very bitter, Valerie. Oh, what you think he's bitter because Meghan did? Oh my gosh. Do you think that's the reason why he's bitter, or do you think that's? I didn't actually. I read the first half of your comment, but I didn't read the second half. I just think he's just bitter. Period. I don't necessarily think it's because Meghan didn't date someone of a similar hue. I think with Sierra, the hatred is more that she didn't become um kind of a miserable baby mama. She actually went on and found happiness with a fantastic man, which Russell is, an upstanding brother. I think an absolute example of what a man and a father should be. And I think they're just more resentful that she found that happiness and she didn't become a bitter derelict baby mama like a lot of Future's other partners. And it's just yeah, it's really really weird the hatred that Sierra gets um when Future's the one having babies everywhere. Very strange. They just don't like to see a black woman happy. um Tash, William and Kate need stress patches that go up their entire arm since they believe in physical attacks and throw pillows during their fights. uh Everyone in that institution needs help. Yeah, let's see. I think everyone should wear strap. I mean, I'm definitely going to try it out. It looks interesting. They've got so-called experts now doing entire essays on whether or not these patches work. I mean, the amount of free PR that this company has gotten from absolutely nowhere. I mean, you can't buy this type of publicity. Anyway, thank you to Meghan for the recommendation that she didn't even know that she was going to give. I mean, we saw these pictures the other day and nobody picked up on this. And now it's become the huge story. I mean, they even had a whole segment about it on was it Good Morning Lorraine, one of these morning shows? Her power. Anyway, in the ancestors are doing their juju work news. Lionel Richie, who performed at the Coronation concert, reportedly has enraged fans after cancelling his concert 1 hour after show start time. No chance anybody believes this. Seems to happen to them all, no? I believe that Lionel did some work with the Prince's Trust before, and it would appear that's why he was called upon to sing all night long for Charles. To see him back this institution, because I see this as backing this institution performing at the coronation after everything that we have seen. Sorry, I didn't like that. And yeah, the ancestral juju doing its rounds as usual. Monica, I would like to try that patch. I would like to try it too. Oh, thank you so much, Cynthia, for the donation. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, William needs to get himself a stress patch. We don't want anybody else being thrown onto a dog bowl. Please, none of that. None of that, please. Oh, thank you so much, Mrs. S, for being a member for 11 months. 11 months. So much appreciated. Thank you. By the way, folks, don't forget that I still have my ticket for Invictus for the opening because I'm not going. So please continue to keep an eye because I will still be giving that away to somebody on the ground. Right. The other thing that I wanted to mention is, where is it now? Oh, my slides are all over the place. What's going on? Oh, give us a sec, folks. Okay, so for some reason it's not coming up on my slides, but okay, I'll just read it off from my phone. basically 6 Met officers have been charged following the BBC investigation of artist messages found in WhatsApp chats, and some of those posts reference Harry and Meghan and featured several images alongside artist language. So 6 of them have been charged. Let me just get up the. Well, I can't get up the article at the moment, but yeah, I think this is great news. There were some reports about it on the BBC, but they failed to mention Harry and Meghan, which is interesting because they will mention them at every single opportunity. But when it comes to an issue like this, they seem not to have mentioned them. And the narrative for a very long time was that Meghan did not face any artist abuse, that she was welcomed with open arms, that it was all in her head, that they're just making this up, that they're just being, overreacting, that they're just being woke. And this is also despite the fact that a Met chief officer also came out. I think it was, wasn't it one of the former heads of MI5 or MI6 said that there were legitimate risks to Harry and Meghan, and there are people who have been jailed. And you've got people that were in the police force that were sending artist messages in WhatsApp chats, and 6 of them. And these are all former serving officers, by the way. They've all been charged. I don't know what type of jail time or fines or if any of that is going to happen. But I guess we'll find out in the coming days and weeks. But it's good to see at least some level of accountability, given the amount of corruption in the Met at the moment. We are still waiting for something to be done about Dan Whatnot. Lilo, some of the media don't care if they're harmed. That's why they don't mention it. And God forbid they get any sympathy. Yeah. They don't care that they're harmed. In fact, they are stoking the flames. You've got the likes of Kate Manzi. I mean, this was printed in the Daily Fail. I didn't know that it was or in the Daily Fail online. I didn't know that it was also in print. They're now obsessing over the idea of Harry losing his place in line to the throne. And this is the same Kate Manzi that is currently being sued for a fake article that she wrote about Harry's security. So this is someone who's deep in the pockets of the institution. So why is she writing articles like this? I don't know what their obsession is suddenly with Harry being in line to the throne. He's 5th in line. I mean, are they crazy? Do they honestly think, what is it that could possibly happen that would wipe out the whole, 4 or 5 other people in line to the throne, that Harry would be king? What is it they think that is going to happen? Are they expecting Putin to drop a nuke? This is very, very weird to me. And it reminds me of when Harry and Meghan first moved to California. There was all these weird stories that kept on popping up with this very, very scary tone. And it was like, Harry's making a car crash decision. I hope that Harry doesn't do anything that would lead to his life becoming a car crash. I'm sure those of you who were around at the time remember this. And it was just frightening to watch, because you just think, why are they allowing such headlines to be written by people who are themselves said to be palace and royal insiders, so-called royal commentators? And now all of a sudden, they're stressing over Harry's place in line to the throne. Harry has said that he doesn't want to be king, that he would never want to be king. And the line of succession is that he's 5th in line. I think that Nostradamus prediction has them shook, because he was right about the Queen's death. The prediction, for those of you who don't know, that Charles would either not be king or at all, or be king but not be king for long, and that a man who did not think he would be king would become king. And some people have interpreted that as Harry would become king. I don't know. I do think these people have all types of weird superstitions, and but I just think it's crazy. Harry's living his life in California. He's fifth in line. There is absolutely nothing um that could that I see that could happen that Harry would end up being king. I think they're just paranoid, and then you just need to leave Harry and his wife and their family alone. I'm just wondering if also this is the beginnings of them trying to um, just remove Harry's name and presence. Um, I think it was Lightside that actually sent me a message about this. Let me just grab what she said, because I think she made a very good point. Because I guess they're also scared of the fact that, Harry and Meghan's kids are going to get older, and there's going to be a lot of interest around those kids. A lot more interest, um, I think, than the interest that will be with the Cambridge kids. Quite frankly, I don't think there should be any interest around the children at all. But we know how the media is. They will turn it into a competition. And I think they're also worried about that. They're worried also for the future of the monarchy and the attention that Harry and Meghan's kids, by no fault of their own, and I don't think they even want that attention, but just naturally because the interest is going to be there, that will take away from the others. Oh, what's this? Let's go through your comments. George Ross, 15 months membership today, really? It doesn't seem to be coming up on my feed, but if that's the case, thank you so much. Joan, there was an entire show on Talk TV about the stress patch. A whole show analyzing a patch on a woman's arm. Oh my gosh. Do you know what else I think it is? Catherine hasn't been seen for a while. She's completely MIA. And I'm sorry. People have children, taken 2 months off. Where is she? And what is she doing? And FYI, um, the reason we know that she's not going to be around for 2 months is because someone looked at the diary online and they could see 2 months ahead that there was nothing there. Where is she and what is she doing? I think a lot of it is just distracting from that as well. And the other royals have been out and about. The tabloids, they're not covering them with the same detail as they're covering Meghan wearing a patch. This is why this institution is just going to fade away. Because how are you going to be doing whole essays, bringing in experts, having the morning talk shows talking about a patch, but you can't talk about what the other royals are doing? I mean, really, since the coronation, it's like it's all just faded away. You had this one big party. It was a big fat nothing burger. And sure, they cover what they do on a day-to-day basis, but to the extent to which they will cover Meghan wearing a patch, not even close. It's really pathetic. Angelina, you said it boils down to them not wanting Archie and Lily in the line of succession. They want to keep it, yeah. Just like the obsession with denying Meghan carrying them. Yeah. And there's no two ways about it. No one's going to convince me that this institution was 100% okay with a woman with um black ancestry having a child in this institution. I'm never going to believe that the institution was 100% okay with that, because almost everything that has been said and done um, proves that they clearly had an issue with the fact that Harry had a child with a biracial woman. I mean, even the whole thing with Archie. Remember they were in South Africa and the fire in his bedroom, and it was only because the nanny had taken the baby downstairs that Archie wasn't in the room when the fire happened. And this was, I believe, in a government building. And we only found out about that when Meghan mentioned it in Archetypes. So the tabloids can tell us everything, all the details of what was going on when they were getting leaks. But somehow that didn't leak. We only found out about it when Meghan talked about it in Archetypes. Hmm. Like Tyler Perry said, there is so much more that Meghan could have said. And some of those things, to be quite frank, given how dark it's gotten over the last couple years, I honestly think that some of those things I just don't even want to know. I don't want to know how bad it did get, because clearly there are a lot of things that are being kept quiet. And Harry even said this in his interview. I think it was with the Times or the Telegraph, that exclusive that he did, where he said that there are certain things that have happened between my brother and me and my father that they would never forgive me for talking about, or something like that. And Harry has also said that there are hundreds of pages more that could have been put into spare. We know that the Sussexes keep video diaries and have been keeping video diaries. And I love that they included that in the Netflix documentary. They have made it clear. That is a signal. We are documenting what's going on. Things are being filmed, emails are being kept, screenshots are being taken, diaries are being written. In other words, you are never going to get to tell our story for us. We will tell it, our children will know, everybody will know the truth. Our words, in our own words. Nothing twisted. And I love it for them, because look at how hard they have tried to twist and downplay Diana's words. Oy. Okay. And with that, that is all I have to say. Thank you always, everyone, for coming. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe on your way out. I will end with your comments as usual. Thank you. And thank you for the person who bought a coffee. Sylvia, Duchess, I feel they just can't see Meghan or their children anywhere near their almighty throne. I continue to pray for the Thoughts family daily. Well, they're, they're hundreds of miles away in California. So, there is no throne that um those Harry and Meghan don't want that throne. Now, whether or not their children want to be part of the institution, that's a whole other thing. But would you want to be part of an institution that never welcomed you as a baby, that basically wanted to off you as a baby? Well, definitely didn't protect you anyway. I won't go as far as to say that, but the extent to which that they did not protect Meghan and her child suggests that in my books. Sorry. So I don't know what they're stressing about with these children, because I can't imagine that when Lily and Archie get to a certain age that they will want anything to do with this institution. I just don't see it. I know that Harry and Meghan want to give them that choice, especially with the titles. But I just don't see it. And I don't see that the institution will even be popular enough or liked enough for anybody to want to be part of that institution. So I think they're worrying about nothing. Um, Arrington, you said, and do you think this hate is over his media litigation? If he is not in the line of succession, what reason would they have to stalk him? Yeah, I think that's also part of it. That is true. That is true. I mean, they would rather he was just quiet. Marilyn, maybe they're trying to figure out how to remove Harry's titles. Plus, the haters are watching the Sussex friendly channels and know we call H King. I mean, we call him king because for me, a king isn't someone that wears a crown. A king is someone who is principled. A king is someone who stands up for who he believes in. A king is someone who protects his family. A king is someone who can inspire others. Being a king is not about wearing a crown with stolen jewels in it, mind you, and fancy robes. Being a king is about what's in your heart. The average man walking the streets that does well for his family and does well for his community, that's more of a king than Charles to me. And they just don't understand that because they're still stuck in the dark ages. Okay? Harry and John down the road is a bigger king than Charles to me. You're making fun of uh William with his hands on his hips. Do you know what? I saw this picture and it reminded me of you will have seen Coming to America, right? The first one, the original. And um Akeem's friend, what's his name? Is it Kemi? And he's all like, I am badly in need of a manicure. You know, when they get to New York after they've left Zamunda. That's the energy that this was giving me. I am badly in need of a manicure. It was not give this is not giving king energy. Wait. Okay, let's get this scary photo off the screen. Cookies, you said the Unrules didn't want Sussex's marriage to take place. So well, we have evidence of that now. Even weaponizing her father. They pretended to accept Meghan while sabotaging her behind the scene. They wanted to seem accepting and inclusive. It was all PR, of course. All PR. I think that they tried to stop the wedding and then they realized that actually the wedding will be great PR. And then the sabotage began again as soon as the wedding was done. JB, are the media that desperate for news? Absolutely. A patch on an irrelevant black woman is newsworthy. They have sunk lower than low. Are the royal family expecting another plague? I think they probably are expecting another plague. Wasn't there something in the news the other day? Those of you who are in the UK, something about Mr. C version X2Y or something like a new strain or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're scared about. They're scared of the Megatron COVID. They're clearly scared of something because I don't know why you're stressing about the fifth in line. Yes, Joseph, kings are not born, kings are made. Indeed. Indeed. Sylvia, Duchess, those closed-minded people can't distinguish what we mean by calling Harry king. But that's what they get for listening in on our podcast. Yeah. We're not okay for all of the people freaking out that COVID, the Megatron plague is gonna come or whatever and wipe out the royals. When we call Harry king, we are not referring to king as in king of the British monarchy. We mean king as in his principles and who he is and what he does for people. That's what we mean by king. We don't care about your silly titles and crowns, my friends. Anna, the lady in the glasses looks like my cousin Mika. Or your cousin Mika is obviously very gorgeous because the lady in the glasses looks great. Good for your cousin Mika. I cannot get over just how glowing Meghan is in this photo. Doesn't she just look like, and her friends just look like, we're about to go to spring break? That's what this is giving me. Lady T, you said, I don't understand worshipping people that do nothing but take and give nothing in return. It's ridiculous. Neither do I. Gotta ask a royalist or a monarchist. Leslie, I always found it odd that they encouraged her to go see her father a few days before the wedding and in Mexico. Are you for real? Having her fly all the way over there as we're approaching a high profile event so that the whole world's eyes were going to be on her. We know how lax the security situation was. And you wanted her to fly all the way to a foreign country when the security risk is so high at that point in time. No way. There's no way that Meghan was going to do that. And it's crazy to me that they would have even suggested that. No, this isn't an old photo. This is very recent. Only a few days ago this was taken. Jelly B, yes, they shot themselves in the foot. Absolutely shot themselves in the foot. Black Queenie says Stockholm syndrome of the lowest kind. Mediocrity abound, indeed. Oh. Yeah, you can tell this is a recent photo because she's wearing her wedding band, she's wearing her Cartier watch. And actually the lady who posted it said it was belated birthday drinks or something like that. Gracie, you said remove Harry from the line of succession is not going to stop us from calling Prince Harry King Harry. He has a heart like David and the Lord in his defense. Yeah, especially against this institution. Oh, Jesus. Sylvia, Meghan is getting back with her friends after living that nightmare in the UK. And what a nightmare it was. What a nightmare it was. Actually, a miracle that she survived it. A miracle that Archie survived it as well as a baby. And you said they tried to stop the wedding, but Harry and Meghan had their suspension, so they had a blessing privately in with the Archbishop. That really shocked the haters. It was trying to sabotage the wedding. Yeah. Sylvia, do you have an email, Doctor? Yes, I do. It is here. You can email me here. There you go. It's in the chat. I don't check it too often, if I'm honest, but there it is, and I will try and look at it. Now that you've told me, I will actually look in my email box. Okay. Sylvia, you said looks like the picture could be in Megan's garden. It looks to me like it's at a restaurant because I see plates and I don't know. This looks to me like it's at a restaurant. I don't know if that's in Megan's garden. But there was a squaddie that went on holiday and she passed through Montecito and she was taking pictures of the neighborhood and it looks like an amazing place to be. Really does. All right, thank you so much, Sylvia. I will definitely check my email now that you said that. All right, let's wrap things up, folks. Do enjoy Barons, and I'll see you over there. Ciao.
Hot like 100. Hello, 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 hello.
Loading, loading, strapped with the lyrics like I'm bowling, bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling, rolling. And I wanna listen, but I told him one more time. Your favorite MCs, bronze or silver. These raps here are golden, golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning, zoning. TikTok come to London, get ripped off. Man get pissed off when I start lift off. Sweet like flavors, cookie and biscuit. Round here, yeah, the bars I get ripped off. Picked up my song, yo, every time I tripped up. Little petty kid, the big rock. Me and my G's do everything mix up. Full circle, now everybody linked up. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling and rhyming, bridging. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating and boom, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Icon, icon, yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Psycho, psycho, head to head, bar to bar, turn a mic on. Mic on, mic on. Turn the music up, vibe like an icon. Icon, icon. Icon. Yeah, it's clear, it's evident. Yeah, I don't mind, I'll do it for the hell of it. Yeah, elevate bars, I regulate. Yeah, UK, we love the tune, just meditate. Think that they get it by now, then they kinda late. Man thinks he's a bad man, but he's kinda bait. Live every day like it's my last, celebrate. Mind on the task, we calibrate. Loaded, loaded, strapped with the lyrics like I'm bowling, bowling. Keep pushing on, keep rolling, rolling. Didn't wanna listen, but I told him. One more time, your favorite MCs, bronze or silver. Too bad, these vibes here are golden. Cards on the table, there's no folding. Spit bars at the club, zoning, zoning. That's irrelevant, memory like an elephant. Keep it hard, but you know that it's elegant. Get mad, but always benevolent. Always moving up, just leveling. Constantly telling them rhyming, breathing. Cycle through these streets, I'm pedaling. Hibernating them, boom, she's back again. Oh, cause a little fire on the track again. Turn the music on, vibe like an icon. Icon, icon, yeah, if you want buff, we can go psycho. Psycho, psycho, head to head, bar to bar, turn the mic on. Mic on, mic on, turn the